Whispering Chicken presents. I almost forgot to whisper. Okay, now I just recorded something and I thought it had added it to something else, and so I deleted it. Okay, I think I've caught up with myself. It's Monday still, and this is Monday's episode of Clumsy Hippo's Fake Fiction. I took a break for a minute. I had a couple of days where I was enjoying the pain pills that I had left over. That reminds me. Oh, yay! I've already split one in half after all this. But it's Monday, and this is Monday's episode, just like it's going to be, of Fake Fiction. And then I've already posted the first two episodes of Days of General Restlessness, and then took them down because the volume was too low, and then reposted them yesterday. And then I was going to post episode 3 because it was kind of a three episode arc that I began it with. You know that if you heard it or already, if you've listened to it. But it is 3-story arc. Oh yeah, but something glitchy happened with my damn iPad, and it only recorded 19 minutes. And of course, I kept on talking, so I have no idea how long I was talking when it wasn't recording. I gotta remember to keep an eye on that. Make sure that little red thing's up in the corner when I'm not on. When I don't leave it on. I'm still learning all this, but I don't care because I'm having a good time, and I'm loving getting finally getting to the stories, the actual words, the fiction. Finally, so that you can. I'm not just a rambling madman who really hasn't written anything, but that doesn't look like turds scrawled across toilet paper. So the first two episodes I recorded today. I successfully recorded episode number 3. It will be in 2 days, Wednesday. That is going to be the normal day for morning serials, Clumsy Hippo's morning serial, the Days of General Restlessness edition, Wednesdays, alternating Wednesdays. But we'll get to that eventually. I might be doubling up sometimes just to get some more out there. But episode 3, the conclusion, sort of the arc, and leading you into the actual soap opera, and you'll have I think after the 3 you'll have a good idea of what I'm doing here in this mock soap opera, and I love it. I don't know, it's ridiculous, but it may end up being one of my favorite things. I don't know. I don't really have favorites. It's whatever I'm reading or writing at the time is my favorite. But so that'll be Wednesday. Yes. Okay. So this week I've caught up with myself. Wednesday we'll have episode 3 of. Now I'm not forced to give titles, but I wasn't going to give titles to morning serial. But see, with the 3 episodes plus the pilot. Actually, the pilot plus 2 episodes were enough that I submitted it to iTunes for podcast. I haven't heard from them. I usually can email confirming that they're considering it, but I don't know. I have a vague recollection of them sending me that email about specifics and stuff. And I think I sent a not so nice email. And I was like, yeah, Apple's going to be like, fuck him, we don't need him. What the hell? We don't need his pennies. But, not pennies, actually. They're fucking expensive phones. But hopefully they'll, this will get, they won't, like 2 people or one person could get the same 2 emails from one person. Plus, probably different departments. Well, under the same category of podcast, but, oh, God, I'm rambling now. The point is, when Clumsy Hippo's morning serial gets put on there along with Clumsy Hippo's Fake Fiction and a bit of Shush Please, which I will be recording right after this as your after show, then it will complete my the little trilogy, whatever you want to call it, of podcast. And I'm thinking about that, and I always prefer tetralogies, or some people call it quadrilogies. They're both correct. So don't, get on anybody for saying something else before you realize that there are more than one ways to say something. But so maybe I might have to add a fourth, but I'll think about that. That might be an occasional one, but I am getting caught up with myself here, so this should be kind of easy from now on. Wait a minute, what did I just say? Easy. Woo. Oh, yeah, right. What's easy? So, yeah. Okay. Days of General Restlessness. We're going now. Wednesday, you will complete that first 3-story arc that will introduce the show, and there are going to be, I got to get into the notes again today. I pulled out all my shit today to get, since I found myself kind of catching up, I pulled all my shit out so I can go over some notes, because I caught a couple of notes on a story, and I had no idea what I meant by it. So I'm gonna fucking read what I wrote over again, so I can remember where I was going with that. And oh my god, I hope I can. I hope I wrote detailed enough notes on this, because it's what I have planned. It's a 15-episode season. Not that, then there would be a break, and then next year I'll do 15 episodes. Well, let's see, 15. That's 30 weeks. So yeah, I guess 25 episodes a year, and that would be, that would be actually a season, really. If I did 25 episodes a season, that would be closer to a season. Oh, I'll think about that. Oh, wait a minute. No, it's not twice. It's every other. Oh, crap. Okay, never mind. I gotta think about that later. Two things to think about. Oh, shit, I've already forgotten. Oh, crap, yeah. Ooh, my vape pen. Okay, now, moving off of Days of General Restlessness, because I've been talking about it, but just really pay attention to the insanity of it all, and how it's not just random insanity. Now, sometimes some of it is, because I do like to lay myself little traps or goals, I should say, by adding information, just like, I'll be writing something, and immediately, where I'm supposed to say something else, or I don't have anything to say, something comes out, and I'm like, what the? And I'm like, okay, well, I might be able to use that later. Sorry. Now, I pulled out also the not only Slumber Guard, which will begin possibly this Friday, if not definitely next Friday, where it would be alternately. Excuse me. So that means if there is, guess what I was doing. If there is one this Friday, there will also be one next Friday. So that might actually, I might be able to split Slumber Guard in half instead of thirds or fourths. I've got to practice that, but I'm going to do that tomorrow, because I'm doing a lot with all of today's and Wednesday's stuff. But Slumber Guard, I've already described this before. When it comes along on Friday, it's really waking up and discovering that somehow, in a way you can't remember yet, because your memory hasn't hardly come back much outside of who you are, but it comes back in bits and pieces, as you realize that you either that you volunteered or were put into a program that tested a prototype for a capsule to help move people to Mars without them dying and from old age or aging that much, as long as it would take. I don't know how long it takes to get to Mars. I mean, they talk about it, but I know it took. I just didn't pay attention really to how long it takes to get there. I guess there's not many, places. That would be an interesting app. How long would it take to get to Jupiter? Or, oh wait, never mind. Alpha Centauri. That's what I was trying to think of. but I'm going off on a tangent. Yeah, so he wakes up and discovers that he somehow had been put into this testing of the prototype, and in a way he has to figure out. He ended up sleeping or slumbering, if you will, for 1,000,000 years. So now, okay, and I'm just going to touch on this briefly, and then probably post this because, goddamn, I'm thirsty and I'm about out of tea. I read that whole damn that episode 3. Oh, goddamn, I love that episode. Okay, some things were revealed that I'm not going to mention again because I mentioned it before, and I don't want to spoil it just in case. But you might remember it at the beginning because of who and how it begins. Okay, anyway, when you write science fiction, there's always I feel like there are two types of people who like or watch or read science fiction, and whether regardless of whether they enjoy it or not, regardless of whether they come away having liked the experience or whatever, there are still just two types, and these two types are the ways that will shape every other type of fan. There are people who are able to completely suspend any type of I guess scientific proof or evidence or scientific knowledge that would support what's in the story or the movie or the TV show or whatever. Doctor Who does a great job. I think they probably do a lot of research. They have to do a lot of research because for the most part they get many things that can be actually rooted into scientific fact or fiction, right. But you have to suspend that because it's fucking fiction, people. It's science fiction too. So the other type of person is the one that kills me, is the one that talks about you can't do that, or science says you can't do that. Well, okay, first of all, no offense to scientists, because without you, we'd be nowhere. Well, there'd probably be actually a lot more of us, and a planet would last a lot longer. But without scientists, we'd be nowhere. I wouldn't be fucking recording this. That's for damn sure. You wouldn't be listening to it. I probably wouldn't be a lot. No, I'd probably live longer because some type of scientist made drugs. But anyway, so yeah, that you can't do that. That's not real, or that's what. Yeah, it's not real. So why are you fucking complaining about it? And they'll complain for other reasons too. This type of fan, they'll like the new Doctor being a woman. Even I'm sorry, it is established in the show that can happen, and you don't have to like it, but suck it up and move on and quit fucking complaining about it, because your opinion means nothing to anybody but you. It's like you're just noise to everybody else. Because I'm sorry that you can't suspend belief or disbelief long enough to enjoy something. That's all you have to do. Pretend. Remember? Did you ever used to play pretend? Remember pretending you were something or somebody when you were a kid? Or that something was something else? Anything. Pretend. So pretend that science doesn't really exist except for what you see and hear in the show or read. That's all you gotta do, because it's fucking fiction. I don't think there's a whatever his name is, Gray from the 50 Shades out there that book is based on. I could be wrong. Other things have, stranger things have happened. Brian, can you imagine if Bret Easton Ellis was always on a search for these randomly insane people to have as characters in his books? They're all fucking made up. Now, some can be based on other people, and some things can be based on real science. But if you add to it, or take away from it, or change it in any way, I don't want to hear it. And with Slumber Guard, I tried. It became a four-story um, event. If it's TV, four-story saga. There we go. This saga, because they keep moving forward, and that's all I'll say about that. But I had to stop after partway through the second one when I realized what was happening to my characters in time, and I had to get some real, um, you know, hard theories, since they are all theories on how long will the Earth last, and how long when will the universe end. Okay, maybe so maybe 2,000 years ago it could not be comprehended of a time when the universe would end. You know what I mean? Um, somebody may think of it, but boy, they're I'm sure they would be shunned for such strange talk. But so I just had to kind of base it along those lines and do my take. Basically, what I did was I took theories on the length of the universe, how long Earth would last, things like that, and then, excuse me, and then I had to take. Oh God, I had to theories about black holes, white holes, um, and I also had to look at different theories on how the universe could end. A lot, different theories for that, and basically I had to, mix up my own little recipe there, including some of my, own ingredients that I could use to either, along with, or warping or melding the other theories that I was finding. And again, I'll say it not to offend any scientists, but it's fucking guesswork is what it is. Now, and here, I'll tell you what I mean by that, because I'm not trying to minimize what they do at all. We would be nowhere without them, because you have to start guessing. If you don't start guessing, you'll never get the answer. And if you get close to the answer, that's better than nothing, and then it's something to build on. I mean, how much science and, people in the past, even Einstein, that have had things that have been built upon it. So, no offense to how you do your thing, but it is guesswork. It's just, more precise guesswork than the layman. And, there's no way, they calculate things I could never, ever, well, yeah, no, not at this point. No, I would have had to have started a long time ago, learning how to do those type of calculations, and I'm not, math is not my strong suit anyway, and so, um, don't even get me started on irregular numbers. I have no use for them. So the thing is, here's what I mean by it's all guesswork, because you build. Let's just say, put it this way, in a general way, you build or create something, whether it's a formula, whether it's a device, or, like carbon dating or whatever. You build these things around your theory, and then what do you judge it against? Like, in, simplistic way, this rock is 32 million years old. Okay, well, I'm not really going to second guess you because you're the scientist, but at the same time, I'm going to think to myself, I want to see the woman that says, yeah, that 35 million years ago, that was my pet rock. What do you judge it against? Carbon dating, what is it all? It's all, created, and the information, some of the information at least, could be incorrect. Now, having said that, it could very well be totally correct. I just kind of live in a weird little cinepessimistic world of my own where I've just gotten to the point where I try to see the good and be positive about things and believe people, while thinking all the time that they're liars, and my, my belief system is just like an old dog's chew toy. So, again, not knocking anybody, just, I don't think, I don't know, I just don't think I'm going to say anymore. Because scientists are great. I just have my own theories. But anyway, I do take, their theories into consideration when I'm writing science fiction because, they're still the experts. They really, really, really are. But my point was, if you can't let your own personal theories go, which, there may be theories of other scientists or your own, if you can't let those go in order to enjoy a bit of science fiction, whether it's a movie, TV show, or whatever, you have no business watching or reading them. I mean, that's your own business. Actually, you can. You have no business complaining about them because you're really, really, really going to go out of your way, because nobody's asking you, to complain about something that's not even real. I mean, and I think that's where I end things. Fake fiction, another week gone. Stick around or poke around. I guess that's what I'll say. I'll say poke around for the after show. Bit of shush, please. I got a bit of whinging to do. And we will definitely see you Wednesday morning for the beginning of the regular morning serial, Wednesday edition, Days of General Restlessness. All right. And that's it.